10 destructive habits you don't even notice. Stoicism. Most people ruin their lives slowly. Not with one terrible decision, but with tiny habits repeated every single day. Habits so normal, they don't even realize they're destroying their peace, confidence, relationships, and future. The scary part? You might be doing them right now. The Stoics warned about these habits thousands of years ago. And today, they are stronger than ever. If you stay until the end, you may recognize the one habit silently stealing your happiness without you noticing. And if you want more powerful videos like this, subscribe to Inner Steel, where we turn pain into discipline and chaos into calm. 1. Seeking validation from everyone. One of the most destructive habits is needing everyone to approve of you. Most people live like actors on a stage. They change their personality depending on who is watching. They hide their true thoughts. They fear disappointing others more than disappointing themselves. The Stoics believed this was a form of slavery. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." But today, people hand over their peace to strangers. A negative comment ruins their mood. A person ignoring their message creates anxiety. One criticism makes them question their worth. Imagine a man named Daniel. Daniel loved painting. It gave him peace. It made him feel alive. But his friends mocked him. They told him painting was useless. That real men should chase money only. So Daniel stopped. Years later he had money, but no joy. Every day felt empty because he abandoned the thing that made him feel human. This is what happens when you live for applause. You slowly disappear. The Stoics taught that if your happiness depends on other people's opinions, your life will always be unstable. Because people are unpredictable. One day they praise you. The next day they criticize you. If you build your identity on their approval, you will constantly feel lost. The strongest people are not the loudest. They are the ones who can stand alone without needing validation. Not everyone will understand your journey. And they don't need to. You were not born to impress the crowd. You were born to become yourself. 2. Constantly comparing yourself to others. Comparison is a silent poison. And social media made it worse. People compare their real lives to someone else's highlight reel. Someone buys a new car, and suddenly your own progress feels worthless. Someone gets married, and now you feel behind in life. Someone becomes successful at 25, and you start panicking about your future. The Stoics warned against this mindset long before Instagram existed. Because comparison steals gratitude. A young woman named Ada spent hours online every day. She watched influencers traveling the world, wearing expensive clothes, living what looked like perfect lives. Slowly, she began hating her own life. Even though she had loving parents, good health, and genuine friends, none of it felt enough anymore. One day, her grandmother asked her a simple question. "When did your blessings become invisible?" That question changed her. Because comparison blinds people to what they already have. The Stoics believed every person walks a different path. Some bloom early. Others bloom late. A tree does not compete with another tree. It simply grows. Your journey is your journey. And constantly measuring your life against others creates unnecessary suffering. There will always be someone richer, smarter, more attractive, more successful. But there will never be another you. Focus on becoming better than the person you were yesterday. That is enough. 3. Escaping discomfort at all costs. Modern society teaches people to avoid discomfort. Avoid boredom. Avoid pain. Avoid struggle. Avoid silence. People distract themselves constantly. Music. Scrolling. Movies. Notifications. Endless entertainment. Anything to avoid sitting alone with their thoughts. But the Stoics believed discomfort was necessary for growth. A sword becomes sharp through friction. A man becomes strong through hardship. There was once a boy named Michael who quit everything difficult. Gym became hard, he quit. School became stressful, he quit. Relationships became complicated. he walked away. At first, this seemed easier. But years later, he realized something painful. Every time life became uncomfortable, he ran. And because of that, he never became resilient. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is your teacher. The gym burns because muscles are growing. Discipline hurts because weakness is dying. Stoicism teaches voluntary hardship. Cold showers. Waking early. Controlling desires. Practicing discipline. Not because suffering is enjoyable, but because comfort can make people weak. A comfortable person often becomes emotionally fragile. The smallest inconvenience destroys their peace. But someone who has trained themselves through hardship becomes calm under pressure. Life will test everyone eventually. And when that moment comes, comfort cannot save you. Strength can. 4. Overthinking everything. Overthinking feels productive. But most of the time, it's just fear wearing a disguise. People replay conversations endlessly. They imagine worst-case scenarios. They create problems that don't even exist. Meanwhile, life keeps moving. The Stoics believed unnecessary anxiety comes from trying to control what cannot be controlled. A man named Tund wanted to start a business. But he spent years thinking instead of acting. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I lose money? He analyzed every possibility until he became trapped in his own mind. One day, he met an older man who told him, "You suffer more in imagination than in reality." That sentence hit deeply. Because most fears never happen. And even when they do, humans are stronger than they think. Overthinking drains energy. It steals sleep. Kills confidence. Creates hesitation. The Stoics practiced focusing only on what they could control. Their actions. Their mindset. Their response. Not the future. Not other people. Not every possible outcome. Thinking is useful. But endless thinking without action becomes self-destruction. At some point, you must stop analyzing life and start living it. 5. Chasing pleasure without purpose. Many people spend their lives chasing temporary pleasure. Food, attention, lust, entertainment, comfort. Anything that provides instant gratification. But pleasure without purpose creates emptiness. The Stoics warn that people who become slaves to pleasure lose control of themselves. There was a wealthy man who had everything. Luxury cars. Expensive vacations. Parties every weekend. Yet every night, he felt empty. Because pleasure can distract pain, but it cannot replace meaning. Modern society confuses stimulation with happiness. But happiness is deeper than excitement. Excitement fades quickly. Purpose lasts. A person with purpose can endure pain, sacrifice comfort, remain disciplined. But someone addicted to pleasure becomes weak when life becomes difficult. Imagine drinking salt water when thirsty. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. That's how endless pleasure works. More entertainment. More distractions. More temporary highs. Yet inner peace never arrives. Stoicism teaches moderation. Enjoy things, but never become controlled by them. Because the moment pleasure controls you, freedom disappears. Real fulfillment comes from building character. Serving others. Growing spiritually. Living with intention. Not from endless distractions. 6. Complaining about everything. Some people complain so much that negativity becomes their personality. The weather is bad. The economy is bad. People are annoying. Life is unfair. They complain daily, yet change nothing. The Stoics saw constant complaining as wasted energy. Because complaining focuses attention on problems instead of solutions. A farmer once experienced a terrible drought. His neighbors spent every day complaining. "This is hopeless. We are finished. Nothing will grow." But the farmer stayed calm. Instead of wasting energy complaining, he searched for underground water and learned new farming methods. Months later, his farm survived while others collapsed. Complaining changes nothing. Action does. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that difficult people and difficult situations are part of life. Instead of resisting reality, the Stoics practiced accepting it calmly. That does not mean becoming passive. It means understanding that emotional reactions alone solve nothing. A complaining mind becomes weak over time, because it trains itself to focus only on negativity. But disciplined people adapt. They ask, "What can I do? How can I improve this? What is still within my control?" That mindset changes everything. 7. Letting emotions control your decisions. Emotions are powerful. Anger, jealousy, fear, pride. In one emotional moment, people destroy relationships, ruin opportunities, or make decisions they regret for years. Stoicism does not teach people to become emotionless. It teaches emotional mastery. A father came home exhausted after a difficult day. His young son accidentally spilled water on an important document. The father exploded in anger. He shouted so harshly that the child began crying uncontrollably. Hours later, the father realized something painful. The document could be replaced. But the memory he created in his son's heart would remain much longer. This is the danger of uncontrolled emotion. Temporary feelings create permanent damage. The Stoics believed strong people pause before reacting. They create space between emotion and action. Most regret comes from emotional decisions made too quickly. One angry message, one impulsive choice, one emotional reaction, and suddenly everything changes. Calmness is strength, not weakness. Anyone can react emotionally, but controlling yourself requires discipline. The next time anger rises, pause. The next time fear appears, breathe. Mastering yourself is one of the greatest victories in life. 8. Living without self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and reality. Without it, dreams remain fantasies. Many people wait until they feel motivated. But motivation is unreliable. Some days you feel inspired. Other days you feel tired and lazy. The Stoics relied on discipline instead of feelings. A young athlete wanted success badly. He talked constantly about becoming great. But every morning he overslept, skipped training, made excuses. Meanwhile, another athlete trained quietly every single day. Months later, the disciplined athlete succeeded. Not because he was more talented, but because he stayed consistent. Your future is built by daily habits, not occasional bursts of motivation. Discipline means doing what must be done even when you don't feel like it. Waking up early, working on yourself, controlling impulses, staying committed. Most people destroy their potential through inconsistency. They start strong, then disappear. The Stoics understood that self-control creates freedom. Because when you control your habits stop controlling you. Every disciplined action strengthens your character. Every excuse weakens it. The life you want requires a version of you that is stronger than the version you are today. 9. Ignoring the value of time. Most people live as if they have unlimited time. They procrastinate endlessly. They delay their dreams, delay their healing, delay becoming the person they want to be. But time is the one thing nobody can recover. The Stoics constantly reflected on mortality. Not to become depressed, but to become awake. A man spent years saying, "I'll start next year." Next year, he would work on his goals. Next year, he would spend more time with family. Next year, he would take care of his health. Then one day, his closest friend died unexpectedly. And suddenly he realized something terrifying. Life does not promise later. Many people waste years distracted by meaningless things. Hours scrolling, hours gossiping, hours avoiding what truly matters. Then suddenly time disappears. Seneca wrote about how people protect their money carefully, yet waste time freely. Every day is part of your life disappearing forever. That realization should not scare you. It should wake you up. Spend time wisely. Speak intentionally. Love deeply. Build meaningful things. Because one day, this chapter of your life will end. And the question will be, did you truly live, or merely exist? 10. Forgetting to know yourself. The final destructive habit is living without self-awareness. Many people know celebrities better than they know themselves. They know trends, memes, entertainment. But they don't understand their own mind. They avoid silence because silence reveals uncomfortable truths. The Stoics believed self-examination was essential. Without it, people drift through life unconsciously. A successful businessman once lost everything financially. For months, he felt destroyed. Because his entire identity was built on money and status. Without them, he no longer knew who he was. That crisis forced him to finally ask deeper questions. What truly matters to me? Who am I without success? What kind of person do I want to become? And for the first time in years, he began truly understanding himself. Most people never ask those questions. They stay busy to avoid reflection. But a person who does not understand themselves becomes easily controlled by society. Self-awareness changes everything. You begin recognizing your weaknesses, your patterns, your fears, your purpose. The Stoics often journaled and reflected daily because they believed wisdom begins with honesty. Not honesty with others. Honesty with yourself. Who are you becoming through your habits? What is stealing your peace? What kind of life are you creating? Those questions matter. Because your life is shaped by what you repeatedly do. Most destructive habits don't look dangerous at first. They look normal. That's why they are powerful. Small daily actions slowly shape your destiny. The good news is this. Habits can be changed. At any moment, a person can choose awareness over distraction, discipline over comfort, purpose over pleasure. And that decision can transform an entire life. Which of these habits do you struggle with the most? Write it in the comments. And if this video spoke to you, subscribe to Inner Steel for more videos on Stoicism, discipline, self-mastery,